have a standard makes.
Yeah.
Well, it's meant to be like thinking about having an eel makes, because I've really excelled in my woodworking school. It's not perfect, but that's those three in. Live from a beautiful sunset. Look at that beautiful, the sun going down. Is it a dolphin that, or a whale? I think it's a whale, isn't it?
It's a little fish.
Oh, it could be a little fish. Big fish, little fish, cardboard. Live from a beautiful sunset. Look at that beautiful, the sun going down.
It's lovely.
In Skegness on a very chilly Easter Sunday.
So it's sunny, but it's still a bit chilly.
So we're recording this now because we're going into town to, all being well, meet Lee when he finishes work, which could be very late, and we're going to meet him at somewhere where we're hoping to get something to eat. And it's chilly. It's gone flipping freezing. But look at the sun going down there behind us. So that's all reflecting down Chip Pan Alley, High Street. And Skegness, by all accounts, has been heaving, including a lot of boy racers. There's now an exclusion zone has been put in to Skegness for virtually the whole of the city centre and the car parks, so the boy racers have to go home. Right, that's these are them all here. There's a massive club meetings, another one. Right, so a couple of hours in Wetherspoons later. You know what I've just done? I turned around to one of the guys that's worked really hard tonight, but over the last several months in there. You can't tip a member of Wetherspoons. So I said, what can I do? He said, well, you can get me a drink. Oh, got indigestion. Anyway, I got him a couple of drinks. Lee, another 12-hour shift in. Poor Lee. And he's got a whole week of work ahead. But you had a burger waiting for you, didn't you? Right, so we're making our way now, and there's been a lot of activity with boy racers in Skegness. We just had another one go past us. Washing what?
Are you washing the floor as well?
I had a dribble. Right, I'm cleaning the filter on our antique condenser dryer, and the muck that's coming out of it is remarkable. I found another friend. I've been in the garage. Look at that. So we need to today. We need to be homing those around the pond. Is my thing. I had it. Oh, where's the little printer gone? Have you got it to hand?
I'm charging it.
Oh, you're charging it. Right. So a while back, I was again. We keep going about product reviews. A mini printer. Oh, I don't know when we did this product review. Could have been a couple of years ago. So I've used it on a number of items, and then Sandra was using it on her jams, and so I've been modifying my drone a little bit, so it's all covered up here. I've just been putting some more tape on it, but here you can't see my number. I'm not going to give you my full number. So I don't know whether you know, on drones you need, legally you should have a flyer ID and an operator ID. I'll come on that in a minute. So even though this drone is 249 grams, so technically speaking you don't need the full regs of a larger drone, but it's there. And then so you have to take tests. I'm not going to show you this with the Civil Aviation Authority. And where am I now? The operator ID lasts for a year, so that's due for renewal in July, and then the flyer ID lasts for 5 years. What's the little printer? That's the one. PRT printer. Yeah, that's it. So if you go, there's a playlist with product reviews, but if you search for that, the PRT little mini printer, it was jam you were doing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had to batch code all my jams so I could sell it with a risk assessment, etc.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, so, and the reason why these bits of paper have come out is I was looking for recently, and it disappeared into there. Again, I'm not going to show you all of it. Simply Business. I'm not going to do that, but you can see there it was only £56. And what that is if you are a YouTuber and you're filming in public places, which many YouTubers do, and especially if you're using it as a bit of an income, you are meant to have some form of public liability. So that is, believe it or believe it not, public liability for filming YouTube. Well, people don't know that.
I did also, to cover myself, got public liability when I did my craft sale, just in case.
Yeah.
There were any mishaps, but there weren't. But you never know.
You never know. So yeah, so that's so a couple of these are all little niggly jobs. I think on the last video I was talking about putting this up, so I've just now got cable ties will actually fit. So I'm going to get Sandra to hold the ladders, and I'm going to give this a wipe, including the dead fly that's there, and I'm going to put the fly zapper on that side, and then the fly papers can be hung on that side.
I agree.
And then I've got an extension cable which is going to be a bit unsightly, which I may need to disassemble. I'm going to get up here on some ladders in a moment and run a wire up and along, but we need to investigate that. And then, are you going to be doing a bit of woodworking today?
Might be.
Don't work with my wood.
Keep watching.
And I've got some plans to construct something, all being well. So we'll do that.
I've just spotted. I was wondering where that clothes hanger thing had gone. I was like, I need to rehome that.
I didn't put it there.
I don't know. Well, I didn't put it there.
Clothes hanger thing. Well, I didn't put it. Well, it must have been the pixie in the house.
Retrieve it and make use of it.
Oh, okay, right. So I think first job, I'm going to look at some wires. The best way to take a wire through there. So it's a little bit temporary. So the actual feed cable's black. I can't do anything about that. But the plug socket's behind there, and the wire's a bit long. But that was an extension we had. But I have got here a cable that I've removed from. I don't know what I've removed from. But at some stage, next time I'm somewhere in a DIY shop, I'll get a connector and I'll cut that to the length, and then we'll be able to have the other one back. But the plugs nowadays, a lot of these plugs come with these pre-fitted plugs. You can't take them on or off. It's a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, that'll do. So that tube, really, both of them need replacing in summer. Apparently every year you should replace the tubes. So it's getting we're well up against the thing. Stayed up overnight, all fine. Those are if you're watching. So this has been fine. Rasha has been nose butting a way through. So the battle of the blue bottles, flies, wasps, bees, sparrows, and robins wanting to live in our conservatory. We're winning here. It's a little dribble today, isn't it? I think we've got rain on the horizon. There's not much solar. There's not much solar energy. In fact, it's raining. It's raining. I can feel pitter patter up on my head. Right, what have I got in my hand here? What have you got in your hand, Sandra? What's that? That's fallen in the pond there, upside down. We'll just grab that. What is it?
It's like a rabbit's bottom to me.
It's a rabbit's bottom. Why's it got a rabbit? Oh no! Tragedy. Right, so there's only got a very little trickle today because we haven't got really much solar, and we're going to let Sandra decide where we're going to be putting the hippo today. What else have I got here?
I've just brought the washing in. It's a good job.
I've got a mini. Is that a dolphin? Pink dolphin. I've got a fish, and I've got a reggae big duck. Right, are they floating? And he goes. There you go. What about these fellas here? Are they all floating as well? Is the hippo going to float? In goes the hippo. Is it a dolphin that, or a whale? I think it's a whale, isn't it?
Is that a little fish?
Oh, it could be a little fish. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. And what's that then?
That could be a dolphin.
I don't know. Anyway, let them swim. And what a fantastic... We've had more fun with this pond than anything else. I'm just waiting for the police to come round to my house to arrest me about things. But that pond's been great, hasn't it? And the little fountain and the lights and the whole menagerie that's appearing. Right, so we're going now into our workshop.
Right,
so we did a recent vlog about bringing the space back inside here. So as I say, it's about to, well, it's just started to spit. So the great thing in here now, we can get the workbench and tools and do our wood cutting inside, and we can sweep up and everything. Right, Sandra, do you want to explain what we're doing, or what my plan is? So some of you will know that we're attempting to grow strawberries this year. When we've been trying to grow strawberries from seed, it's slow. But we may get some strawberry plants soon. And strawberries, where are you coming on camera? There you go.
You asked me a question and you didn't pause breath for me to answer.
No, I'm just going to explain. So strawberries need not over moist soil. So I have got some strawberry planters coming, some plastic ones, but we're also going to make, all being well, out of an old pallet, a planter. Right, go on, over to you, Sandra, explain.
There's nothing to explain, you just said it all.
No, well, how are we going to make it? How are we going to make a strawberry planter out of a pallet?
So we've got spaces where the strawberry plants can come out of, but we also need some depth for the soil to go in, so we're going to cut out pieces so that we can have like layers of planters and then put bottoms in, so you'll have a bottom bit with some soil and then space, and then another bit and another space, so we'll have like tiers of strawberry plants away from the slugs.
We had somebody commenting about one of the homemade bird boxes, that how on earth is the tick getting in there? The hole's too small. So the holes for a blue tit, if you remember when we made the bird boxes, was 25 millimeters. Okay, if you wanted a great tit and a sparrow, the hole would be 28 mil. So we deliberately made the holes small at 25 mil just for the blue tits and potentially marsh tits or cold tits, and it won't allow any other birds, unless they're very, very small, to actually get in there. So that's the reason why it was a small hole. But what we have got, this was a spare fascia, which was 32 mil, which is ideal for sort of nuthatches, but house sparrows is 32 mil. So that's the reason why that hole looked quite small on the bird boxes when we were videoing. So what we're actually doing now is we're using up some scrap wood. So we had an old pine bed frame, and the bed slats we kept. So Sandra's got these here now, which is measuring up. And what we're going to do with the pallet, just mark with a cross. I'm going to cut that out, and cut that out. Then with the struts, what Sandra's doing, they'll go over there. There's going to be two pieces. There's going to be a join here, which we're going to screw in. And then I've got some rough sawn wood here, which will fit underneath. It's going to stick out a little bit, but I'm not going to be too bothered about that. And all being well, it will all screw together, and I'm hoping I've got enough screws. So I got those from a while back. Then I was going to use a jigsaw to cut here, but another product review, and you'll see me using this a lot. Right, so I'm going to crack on and do my bit, and then we'll show you Sandra, who's got I've lost the workbench. Where's the oh, it's behind me. The workbench behind us, and the circular saw. So the nails were like the threaded nails are a nightmare to get out. You see these, some of them pulled out, and some others I've had to smash off with a claw hammer. Not pretty, that one won't come out, but basically we've got those out with the gaps now. I've got to decide which is going to be the front and which is going to be the back. not perfect, but that's those three in. Sandra's now cutting the bases off one side, which are 33, and they're all different sizes. And then I'm going to get those in there, one in there, and that one in there, and it's good progress. You're working up a sweat, Sandra. Is it pork pie time yet?
Must be getting close.
The gap between those slightly different to that, so we're having to cut them individually, and then you can see that goes there. This will go sit on that side, and then one on the back as well. So you could, technically speaking, if you'd wanted to, if you had a crowbar and you were able to get them off easily, they could go there. We've got these massive pork pies from where are we? Chapel St Leonard's. I can't remember the name of the butcher. Can you remember the name of the butcher?
No.
I'm not going to go there. I'm going to say the front is going to have these slightly overlap. That's a bit of an off cut. So we have to see, Sandra, whether we're going to put a liner in these or not. So you can just put a bit of plastic in. Back's on there. And then the fronts. And basically all out of old scrap. Progress. We're just going to get the battens to finish off. So we're going to have the back end's going to be a bit rough, which we're not really too bothered. But we're just going to neaten up the front bit. I'm going to need 4 at that length, and I'm hoping that more by good fortune, more by luck than anything else.
Oh, that's good enough.
So we need to measure now whether that one there will do the same as that one there. Let's just see. Right, so up another nail. There we go. I've already sanded a minute, just doing a bit of brushing up. So it's not fantastic. It's not the best, but it's all out of, in inverted commas, scrap wood. An old pallet, some wood from an old bed frame we had, another just off, well, basically offcuts, isn't it, Sandra?
Yep.
So the word it didn't cost anything is untrue, because we've had to pay for the screws, and then some of the wood originally we paid for, but it was all been lying around, and then as I say, I'll see, Sandra, whether we're going to line these with some black liners, but we'll have a quick chat about whether we're going to stain it or not, and have a quick look as well. Yeah, happy with that. First time making one, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just saying, ironically, one of the bits of wood was when we bought the washing machine with the pack, and there was quite a decent piece of wood, so it's got repurposed.
Yeah,
in a good way. So yeah,
it's one of the horrible things was back in Manchester. I had an amazing wood pile, didn't I? We burnt it all. I had years of old bits of wood that we'd collected, and we couldn't really bring it with us.
Yeah, we would have taken another van load to bring it.
Took a day to burn it. Anyway, that's on there. So let's have a quick chat with Sandra now about what we're going to do. The back's a bit scruffy, but we know we've got the overhang, because if it's going against the wall, it's to give it something to breathe. But yeah, I think we've done quite well. We're painting the whole thing today. But what you could do, depending on your garden and all the rest of it, so we've just, as an example, we've just got some yellow sort of sunflowery type paint there. We've got a blue. You could do this all in pastel colours, it doesn't really matter, but Sandra had got some stain for the greenhouse. It's very orange, this, Sandra.
It's from the old house.
But as I say, I'm not going to do it now, because it's going to need a couple of coats on. It's very, very wishy-washy. Let me just give that a steer. Let me give that a steer up. I don't know. It's just we're painting this all today. I ideally need to go out onto the grass with a bit of tarp. Yeah, that'll do. As I say, Sandra said, shabby, chic. As I say, you could have that in blue and pastel colours. Well, yeah, I think it looks all right. That.
We need paint that we already had in, so we don't have to spend anything extra.
So, would you say to put some plastic inserts in here, some like heavy duty polythene or bin bags or something like that?
So we've still got that. Got a bit of weed suppressant. Would that do?
Yeah, we have, haven't we? Where's that? Somewhere. Things in this garage. Even though we're tidy, I don't know. I put it on the top there. Even though we're on a major tidy up, things in this garage disappear. Yeah, we have got some weed suppressant, haven't we? Yeah, that might work. Hang on a minute. Somewhere this weed suppressant is here somewhere. Oh, so you can get the bottom of a bin bag like that, heavy duty, and you can just literally pop in like that. And as I say, cosmetically, you can trim it down once you've got your soil or compost in. But yeah.
So personally, I've put a few little holes in the bottom of the bag.
Yeah, they need just a little bit of a pin, literally a couple of pinpricks sort of thing, because the strawberries don't want overclogging. And right, Sandra's got you ended up getting a bit stuck in here, haven't you? Girl on a mission.
There's not much left to do now. I just feel like maybe just finish it.
Right, well, there we are. How to make a potential strawberry planter.
As it dries, it goes more colourful as well. So I think it look quite good.
Yeah, may need a second coat. We'll see. So we have got some other fence paint there. We've got a mammoth lot of fence painting at some stage. Not too sure when that's going to happen, but it's got to be done. So I'm thinking, you've got like most Sundays now. You have a standard makes.
Yeah.
Well, it's meant to be like thinking about having a Neil makes, because I've really excelled in my woodworking skills this year, haven't I?
Yeah.
In all seriousness, you have like what?
Been quite productive, I'd say.
Yeah. Should I do a Neil makes? Only joking. Before anybody says yes. Right, I think we'll finish this video off here. I'll just put a hoodie on. It's not pouring with rain, but it's a proper grey, miserable, old. As we're recording this, I was going to say it's a Sunday. It's Bank Holiday Monday. Proper end to a bank holiday, and we've all in the house got very busy weeks ahead of us next week with things that are taking place. But do come back tomorrow, and all being well, I'm pretty sure we'll try and bring you another video from the Erstwhile Campsite Warden and the Erstwhile Campsite Wardens.
Pardon? Why?
I was going to say Mrs. Thanks for watching. Look after yourselves. Keep smiling.